Welcome back, wrestling fans. Tonight, we're stepping into the ring not for competition, but for a heartfelt tribute. In recent years, we've bid farewell to some legendary figures, icons who poured their heart and soul into the sport, creating moments we'll never forget. Together, we'll celebrate their unforgettable matches and the incredible mark they left on the wrestling world. Plus, stay tuned for shocking and emotional news about Braun Strowman that no fan will want to miss. Let's honor these legends together. Tim White, born on March 25, 1954, was a beloved and respected figure in professional wrestling, known for his impactful roles as both a referee and backstage producer. His career in the wrestling industry began in the 1970s, and he soon became a staple in the World Wrestling Federation, now WWE, earning admiration for his professionalism, work ethic, and deep passion for the sport. White rose to prominence as a referee during the golden era of wrestling, officiating some of the most iconic and high-stakes matches of the time. He was often seen in the ring during legendary bouts, lending credibility and gravitas to the contests. Fans and colleagues alike praised his ability to enhance a match's drama without ever stealing the spotlight. His calm demeanor and consistency made him one of the most trusted officials in the business. Outside the ring, White took on a vital backstage role as a producer, using his vast knowledge of wrestling to help shape storylines and mentor younger talent. His behind-the-scenes contributions were invaluable, and he became a guiding force for many up-and-coming wrestlers and referees. One of the most touching aspects of Tim White's legacy was his close friendship with wrestling legend Andre the Giant. White served as Andre's handler and confidant for many years, a relationship that showcased his loyalty and compassion. Their bond is remembered fondly by fans and peers alike. Tim White leaving behind a legacy of dedication, kindness, and excellence. His contributions to wrestling extended far beyond the matches he officiated, and he is remembered as a true professional who gave his heart to the business. His influence lives on in those he mentored and in the memories of fans around the world. Sean O'Haire, born on February 25, 1971, was an American professional wrestler and television personality known for his powerful presence and dynamic charisma in both WCW and WWE. Trained at the renowned WCW power plant, O'Haire burst onto the wrestling scene in the late 1990s and quickly made a name for himself with his athletic ability and distinct look. He gained major attention in 2000 as a member of the Natural Born Thrillers, a faction of young rising stars in WCW. Teaming with Chuck Palumbo, O'Haire captured the WCW World Tag Team Championship, showcasing not only his physical talent, but also his larger-than-life persona that captivated fans. When WWE acquired WCW in 2001, O'Haire made the jump to the new roster. He stood out with a dark, mysterious character and his memorable catchphrase, "You're either with me or against me." His promos during this time reflected a unique psychological edge, and he competed in both singles and tag team divisions. Despite flashes of brilliance, his WWE run didn't fully capitalize on his potential. Outside the ring, O'Haire explored acting and stunt work, appearing in various television shows and films, adding another layer to his entertainment career. However, his personal life was marked by struggles, including battles with mental health and substance abuse, which ultimately affected his post-wrestling journey. Tragically, Sean O'Haire was a heartbreaking reminder of the challenges many wrestlers face after the spotlight fades. Still, O'Haire is fondly remembered by fans and peers as a gifted performer whose charisma, intensity, and potential left a lasting impression on the wrestling world. His legacy lives on through the memories of his unforgettable moments in the ring. Adrian Street, born on December 5, 1940, in Merthyr Tydfil, Wales, was a groundbreaking figure in professional wrestling whose legacy transcended the ring, leaving behind a rich history of innovation, courage, and entertainment. Street began his wrestling career in the 1950s and quickly stood out for his flamboyant persona, blending theatricality with technical skill in a way few had seen before. At a time when professional wrestling was dominated by hypermasculine characters, Street dared to challenge the norms. With vibrant makeup, elaborate costumes, and a persona that blurred the lines between masculinity and femininity, he captivated audiences and provoked strong reactions, exactly as he intended. His unique style wasn't just for show. It was a bold statement, decades ahead of its time. Street performed in numerous wrestling promotions around the world, including stints in the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, and World Championship Wrestling, WCW. He earned multiple championships during his career, but his true influence extended far beyond title belts. He was a master showman and a skilled grappler who inspired a generation of wrestlers to embrace individuality and push creative boundaries. Outside the ring, Adrian Street became an unintentional advocate for LGBTQ+ visibility in wrestling. While not openly part of the LGBTQ+ community himself, his unapologetic presentation challenged stereotypes and opened the door for more diverse characters and performers in the industry. Adrian Street's legacy is one of courage, showmanship, and trailblazing impact. He is remembered not just as a wrestler, but as an entertainer who dared to be different in a world that often demanded conformity. His influence still resonates today, and the wrestling world continues to honor his memory and the bold path he carved. Dino Bravo, born in 1948 in Montreal, Quebec, was a professional wrestler whose immense strength and charisma earned him the nickname the Canadian Strongman. Rising to prominence in the 1970s and 1980s, Bravo made a name for himself in the National Wrestling Alliance, NWA, before moving on to the World Wrestling Federation, WWF. Known for his powerful build and in-ring intensity, Bravo portrayed a brash, arrogant heel who proudly flaunted his Canadian pride while mocking American wrestlers. His most notable achievement came in 1986 when he won the WWF World Tag Team Championship with Greg the Hammer Valentine. Despite his wrestling fame, Bravo's life outside the ring grew increasingly troubled. Whispers of ties to organized crime began to circulate during the later years of his career. Sadly, these rumors gained credibility when Bravo was found murdered in his Montreal home on March 10, 1993. He had been shot multiple times in what authorities believed was a gang-related execution tied to his alleged involvement with the Montreal Mafia and the illegal cigarette trade. The crime shocked fans and colleagues alike and remains unsolved to this day. Bravo's left a deep void in the wrestling world. He was remembered not just for his brute strength and intense persona, but also for his impact on Canadian wrestling and his role in popularizing power-based wrestling styles. His family was devastated, and his tragic end serves as a somber reminder of the dangers of life outside the spotlight. Though his story ended in tragedy, Dino Bravo's legacy lives on as a powerful figure in wrestling history, one whose life offers both inspiration and caution. Rocky Johnson, born Wade Douglas Bowles on August 24, 1944, in Amherst, Nova Scotia, Canada, was a trailblazing professional wrestler and the father of WWE icon Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Known for his charisma, speed, and in-ring agility, Rocky carved out a historic path in a time when African-American wrestlers faced significant barriers in the industry. Johnson began his wrestling career in the 1960s, working across various regional promotions throughout North America. His impressive athletic background, having trained as a boxer in his youth, translated well into the wrestling ring, where his blend of power and quickness made him a standout performer. His career reached new heights in the late 1970s and early 1980s when he joined the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, now WWE. It was in the WWF that Rocky Johnson made history alongside Tony Atlas. Together, they became the first African-American tag team to win the WWF World Tag Team Championship in 1983. Their victory broke racial barriers and opened doors for many future wrestlers of color. Rocky's style and swagger were ahead of his time, and he inspired countless fans and athletes. After retiring from the ring in the early 1990s, Johnson remained active as a mentor and trainer, helping guide young talent, including his son, Dwayne Johnson, who would go on to become one of the biggest stars in wrestling and Hollywood. In recognition of his contributions, Rocky Johnson was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2008. His legacy lives on not only through his own accomplishments, but also through the generations of wrestlers he inspired and paved the way for, leaving an indelible mark on professional wrestling history. Tim Arson, born December 27, 1976, was an American professional wrestler who carved out a notable career in both the U.S. independent scene and Puerto Rico's vibrant wrestling circuit. Trained by former WWF star Johnny Rodz, Arson made his in-ring debut in 2001, quickly gaining recognition for his charisma and ring presence. Arson began wrestling for Northeastern promotions like USA Pro Wrestling, where he joined the Canadian Impact Alliance stable. His early achievements included winning the USAPW United States Championship and the vacant New York Championship in a four-way match on October 20, 2001. Although he lost both titles to Kid Cruel just a week later, the performance marked him as a rising star. In Puerto Rico, Arson became a familiar face with promotions like New Wrestling Stars and the World Wrestling Council, building a strong reputation and fan base. He participated in high-stakes matches, including a memorable gauntlet match in March 2003, where he defeated Popalicious and Live Wire. He also competed in Mikey Whipwreck's New York Wrestling Connection, showing his adaptability and in-ring talent. Perhaps his most widely recognized moment came in 2006, when Arson appeared on the debut episode of WWE's rebooted ECW brand on the Sci-Fi Channel as The Zombie. Though the appearance was brief and theatrical, it left a lasting impression and showcased his ability to embrace larger-than-life characters. Despite his promising path, Tim Arson's life was tragically cut short when, while his time in the spotlight was limited, his work continues to be remembered by fans and fellow wrestlers who appreciated his dedication, talent, and contributions to the industry. His legacy lives on as a cult favorite in the annals of wrestling history. Steve Bradley, born on October 28, 1973, in Worcester, Massachusetts, was a gifted professional wrestler whose potential in the ring made him a standout on the independent wrestling scene. Known for his technical skills and athleticism, Bradley trained under seasoned wrestling instructors and quickly made a name for himself in promotions like the International Wrestling Federation, IWF, and ECW, Extreme Championship Wrestling. His performances earned him praise and recognition, eventually leading to a developmental contract with WWE, then WWF, in 1998. In WWE's developmental system, Bradley trained at Ohio Valley Wrestling, OVW, where he continued to hone his craft. Though he made only brief appearances on WWE programming, he was respected by peers and trainers alike as a hard-working and skilled performer. Many believed he was on the verge of major success, but personal struggles often overshadowed his professional progress. Bradley battled substance abuse and faced the intense mental and physical demands of the wrestling industry. Despite his undeniable talent, these challenges hindered his rise to stardom. He became one of wrestling's what could have been stories. A performer with immense promise whose career was never fully realized. Tragically, Steve Bradley. His was ruled a drug overdose, a heartbreaking end that underscored the personal demons he fought throughout his life. His passing left a lasting impact on those who knew him and brought attention to the struggles many wrestlers face behind the scenes. Though he never reached the fame many envisioned for him, Steve Bradley's legacy endures. He is remembered for his dedication, talent, and the potential that made him a beloved figure among colleagues. His story remains a sobering reminder of the hidden toll professional wrestling can take. When you think of brute strength and unrelenting power in WWE, one name that immediately comes to mind is Braun Strowman. Born Adam Joseph Scherer, Strowman has made a massive impact, literally and figuratively, in the world of professional wrestling. Towering at 6 feet 8 inches, 2.03 meters, and weighing in at a staggering 385 pounds, 175 kilograms, he's one of the most physically dominant superstars in WWE history. But even giants fall. Behind his monstrous persona is a man who has faced his fair share of health setbacks, some that pushed him to the brink physically, others that tested him mentally. From battling a debilitating flu to undergoing major surgery for a neck injury, Strowman's journey is one of perseverance, discipline, and an unshakable will to return stronger every time. This is a deeper look into the battles Braun Strowman has fought outside the ring, and the legacy he's still building. An unstoppable force meets an invisible enemy. Battling the flu. One of Braun Strowman's earliest public health scares wasn't a dramatic injury in the ring, but rather an aggressive case of the flu in 2019 that took a visible toll on his body. Most wrestlers might try to push through a common illness, but what Strowman encountered wasn't ordinary by any means. The flu hit him hard, rapidly draining his energy and causing an unexpected weight drop of nearly 15 pounds in just a few days. For someone with a physique sculpted for combat, such a dramatic change in body mass wasn't just concerning. It was career-threatening. With symptoms like high fever, body aches, and severe dehydration, Strowman was momentarily forced to put his training on pause. Yet in true Braun fashion, he didn't let the illness define him. He approached his recovery the same way he approaches his opponents, head-on. With guidance from medical professionals, he focused on hydration, proper rest, and a strict nutrition plan to regain the weight and muscle he lost. His quick bounce-back proved one thing. When it comes to discipline and recovery, Braun is just as much a technician as he is a powerhouse. Muscle tears and missed matches. The groin injury setback. Injuries are part and parcel of a WWE superstar's life, and Strowman is no stranger to pushing his physical limits. However, one injury that particularly stood out in his career was a torn groin, an affliction both painful and performance-crippling. The injury occurred during a high-impact match, where his size and strength became liabilities, as the strain pushed his muscles beyond their breaking point. A torn groin affects mobility, flexibility, and explosive power. All crucial traits in the fast-paced world of professional wrestling. Doctors advised Strowman to step away from the ring despite his resistance. For a competitor like him, being benched wasn't just a physical setback, it was emotional. Nevertheless, he committed to rehabilitation with laser focus, undergoing physical therapy, muscle-strengthening exercises, and carefully monitored recovery. He didn't rush back. Instead, he waited until he was fully healed. showcasing the kind of patience many fans might not expect from someone nicknamed the Monster Among Men. His eventual return was nothing short of dominant, as he picked up right where he left off, running through opponents with renewed intensity. A pain in the neck, literally, facing cervical spine surgery. If the flu was an early warning shot, and the groin injury a painful obstacle, then Strowman's neck issue in 2023 was the true test of his physical and mental durability. Neck injuries are no small matter, especially for professional wrestlers. The cervical spine supports the head and plays a pivotal role in upper body movement, nerve function, and overall mobility. When reports emerged in early 2023 that Strowman was experiencing serious neck pain, fans were immediately concerned. His performance had dipped slightly in previous months, with noticeable caution in his movements during matches. After medical evaluations and multiple consultations, the diagnosis came in. Strowman would need surgery. It was a tough pill to swallow. Any surgical procedure on the spine carries inherent risks, and in the world of wrestling, it can even be career-ending. Still, he faced the decision with maturity and realism. He underwent the procedure and was placed on a long recovery timeline. No shortcuts, no rushed comebacks. While he was out of the ring, Strowman used social media to keep fans in the loop, offering regular updates, photos from physical therapy, and even humorous takes on his temporary monster retirement. The months following surgery were filled with grueling rehab sessions, strength-building regimens, and emotional highs and lows. Yet through it all, he remained focused on one goal: returning to WWE at 100%. Debunking the myths, clearing the air on health rumors. With a high-profile athlete like Braun Strowman, rumors are inevitable. Unfortunately, not all speculation is rooted in truth. Over the years, multiple false narratives have emerged about his health, some suggesting he was forced into retirement, others claiming he suffered from chronic illnesses, or worse. Let's set the record straight. One of the most pervasive rumors suggested that his neck surgery would end his career permanently. While it's true the injury was serious, Strowman himself clarified that it was not career-ending. He remained confident in his ability to recover and made it clear that retirement was not on the table. His transparency helped reassure fans and shut down the rumor mill. Another widespread but false report claimed Strowman had suffered a life-threatening condition that kept him off WWE programming for months. In reality, aside from the neck surgery and the previously mentioned flu, there's been no credible information indicating he's faced anything beyond temporary setbacks. His fluctuating weight also became a talking point, with some suggesting he was battling an undisclosed illness. Again, Strowman debunked these claims, explaining that any changes in his body were due to purposeful dieting, cardio training, and adjustments made for recovery and performance. When it comes to his physique, every pound is accounted for, whether added or lost. In all these instances, what shines through is Braun's willingness to confront rumors directly, providing facts and ensuring his fan base isn't left in the dark. That kind of transparency is rare in the wrestling world, and it's one reason fans remain fiercely loyal to him. The invisible wounds, mental health, and emotional recovery. While the physical pain of injuries can be seen and measured, the mental and emotional toll they take is often hidden. For Braun Strowman, time away from the ring has not just been about healing bones and muscles, it's been about preserving mental well-being. Strowman has spoken candidly about the psychological struggles that come with being sidelined. As someone whose identity is deeply tied to performance and dominance, not being able to wrestle left a void. There were days of frustration, self-doubt, and impatience. Yet he didn't bottle it up. Instead, he used his downtime to focus on personal growth and mental health. He leaned on friends, fellow wrestlers, and fans, emphasizing that it's okay for even the strongest to seek support. He's also been vocal in encouraging other athletes to prioritize mental health, helping break the stigma that often surrounds emotional well-being in high-performance sports. His openness in this area has resonated deeply with fans, especially younger ones navigating their own mental health journeys. For them, Braun isn't just a wrestler. He's a role model. A monster reborn, the road to return. So where does Braun Strowman stand now? As of mid-2025, he's deep into training and rehabilitation, with one eye on recovery and the other firmly set on the WWE ring. Every exercise, every gym session, every rehab appointment is a step toward reclaiming his place among WWE's elite. There's been speculation that his return could align with a major WWE event, a Royal Rumble surprise entrant, or a dramatic WrestleMania comeback. While nothing has been confirmed, what's certain is that when he does come back, it won't be a quiet return. Strowman doesn't tiptoe into the spotlight, he storms into it. His comeback won't just be about proving he's still got it. It'll be about showing that resilience isn't about avoiding hardship. It's about smashing through it, one obstacle at a time. Legacy in progress more than muscles. Braun Strowman's story isn't just about dominance, it's about durability. Yes, he's a mountain of a man who can flip ambulances and bulldoze opponents. But he's also a man who has faced illness, injury, surgery, mental health struggles, and rumor-driven speculation, and emerged with his spirit intact. His transparency about health, both physical and mental, makes him more relatable than his in-ring persona might suggest. He reminds fans that even the biggest and strongest among us face vulnerabilities, and that overcoming them is the true mark of a champion. With his return on the horizon, one thing is clear. Braun Strowman's best days in WWE aren't behind him. They're still to come. And when he does return to the ring, it won't just be a comeback, it'll be a statement. Conclusion: the relentless heart of a monster. Braun Strowman's career has been a roller coaster of monster moments, emotional turns, and fierce comebacks. From battling a brutal flu to enduring a groin tear and undergoing neck surgery, he's encountered challenges that could have ended many careers. But Braun isn't like many. He's resilient, he's honest, and above all, he's unbreakable. As the WWE Universe eagerly anticipates his return, fans know one thing for sure. When Braun Strowman walks back down that ramp, the arena will shake. Because no matter how many setbacks he's faced, he always comes back swinging. And when the monster among men returns, he's not just reclaiming a spot on the roster, he's reclaiming his throne.